come back for the approval. So, you know, at that point in time, we can have each one of the calculations in front of you guys, or the estimated calculations.
See, it wouldn't be a contingency because it would be not to exceed. We would use that price. We build our own contingency just in case.
So you'll come back for the Continuing and Catherine to Williams, you'll come back to that.
No, we'd be approving all of that in 19.
Well, 19, if you approve 19, whatever's in that item would be approved.
But any one of those companies, and we leave it up to you guys
To get the cheapest
to
price.
get the best price.
Like in this one,
Well,
like
you're
this,
saying in 19 that Fiore is the cheapest price.
Correct.
Based
Correct.
on the bids in, the fees in 18, right?
Correct.
That's my understanding.
but this is a list, this is the list that Greg assembled based on the PASER rating of kind of the upcoming projects. So before we bring back any of these, we would have that analysis in front of you guys for approval.
Where is that in?
You guys don't, this is a working document that we use internally.
So you want to amend this motion to include J and B?
The asphalt's behind it.
Hello?
I'm sorry. I would include, what are the other two?
J and
Well,
B
are
and
we,
GV
am I
cement?
correct in assuming that J&B and GV cement met all the other bid specifications?
I believe so,
yes, I do.
Or they wouldn't even be on the
Okay,
sheet, correct?
that's what I wanted to clarify. So then I would be comfortable with these three, and on a as or per job basis,
Right.
awarding work to whichever of the three are gonna provide the city the best bang for its buck.
So we'll add Fiore, we'll add two for Fiore, J and B construction and GV cement on an as-need basis.
We're just approving the unit rates for all three.
You're gonna have to take out the best bid median, right? Or
I just
leave
put,
that?
they're all qualified bids.
Yeah, I just think
Right.
under today's climate, it probably would be safer for us to have one of them.
Look, we want response, so, you know, we want to be able to get it done. You know, if you remember, 2 years ago, we had a contract approved by Century Cement. They were a little bit cheaper. Well, they were cheaper, but we couldn't get them to come out and actually complete the work. So we sat in a state of paralysis and waited, and ultimately, the city suffered waiting for them. So I think this option, by having multiple people on there, I think that it puts the city in the driver's seat.
Okay, that's what we'll do then.
And I'd love to say the same for asphalt, but we don't have three, so.
So, real quick, the rating, what does it mean?
So low numbers are bad condition of the road, so.
The lower the number, the worse the road is.
Correct. And we're having a new,
Failure.
we're having a new PASER rating completed right now. You guys approved Spalding to Decker a few meetings ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the update, it's every 2 years, so this would be a 2-year-old PASER rating. So I suspect many of these that you see as 3 and 4 are probably worse today than they were 2 years ago.
Really?
Maybe not. Maybe.
Alex, you have something to add?
Yeah, I just wanted, I know that, of course, a lot of people have, heard a lot about someone in this company who's been indicted on corruption charges. So I just wanted to see kind of from the city's standpoint exactly, where that's at and as far as how that plays into this. I know that person is an owner, part of this company, so.
So under the charter, if they're charged, there would be essentially 2 options. Either A, they would ultimately have an internal decision of a divesting to occur, or B, they would not be able to perform the services. Our charter is clear. If you're charged with a felony, you can't do business with the city. Or convicted, I'm sorry.
You're charged,
Yeah, convicted, yeah.
so really, if you did anything now, we're putting ourselves out there.
Say that again?
Let's
So if it comes back as a conviction,
yeah, if, right now, there's nothing that we can do.
it's supposed to be innocent.
Sure.
Right.
I just want to caution the perception that's out there as well of this
Absolutely.
company.
Well, and I had reached out to get some information on the ownership
Right,
of
I saw
the
that.
entity.
Sure.
Because, I don't know that any of us are experts on the legal makeup of a corporation versus a DBA versus an LLC, but the fact that his name is associated with this entity doesn't mean he owns it, or doesn't mean he's, I wanted to understand what his role was, so that if in fact, after being indicted, he gets convicted and we have an open contract, what is that entity's ability to perform under that contract? Because it's one thing to maybe not want to do business with a convicted felon, but what if we're in the midst of a road project and the shit hits the fan.
And another company has to, is subject to bankruptcy or seizure.
Exactly, they can't perform under the contract.
So,
Right.
so Madam Chair, I don't know, and sir, I didn't get your name when I walked in. The attorney for the company is here. We asked him to come. In the event there's any questions related to the corporate makeup, I don't think he can speak to the actual charges, but the makeup of the company, we did try to get those answers for you guys today. If there's anything specific that, I'm sorry, sir, what was your name?
John Malvahill, I'm the attorney for Fiore Enterprises.
Well, could you speak to the makeup, exactly the makeup of the company as far as ownership, and kind of go through that?
The one issue about, if by chance there was a conviction, all the jobs are bonded. You have a surety company there that ensures and guarantees that the job will be completed. So if something happened, you know, heaven forbid, that there's a bond company there that would step in and finish the project.
Could I ask a question? This project that we're gonna vote on in 19, that bond would have to be purchased tomorrow or the next day. Is there still an ability for this entity to purchase that bond?
The bond company has taken a position that they're presumed innocent until proven guilty. I mean, you know, they're standing by him, and he's got a wonderful track record, and I think they have a pretty good track record here in the city of Taylor, and it's an unfortunate thing, but, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's why I wanted to ask the question, is I think they have a great track record here in the city and in other places as well. I just, you know, as far as the conviction goes of a half owner of a company, if that's where it comes down the road, I want to make sure that our investments and our, you know, investments into the city infrastructure are protected as well. So,
Sure.
I appreciate you coming down here.
Thank you.
Thank you. So Madam Chair, going back, did you guys get the three names? I'm sorry, I know you were writing them down.
J&B Construction and GV Cement.
So the motion would be just that they're qualified, not low bid.
Right.
Right, it says motion to approve the best bid meeting specifications. Well, I don't imagine that place needs no bid. However, we do have Peoria's in Detroit, Michigan. Do you know the cities for J&B and GV?
Should be in their bids here.
I don't really have to put further.
Yeah.
I can
That's
buy
in
it
the
right here,
remarks.
no problem.
It's in the back of.
Right,
Actually, I
Back
think
of
what we'll
motion.
do is take Detroit, Michigan out.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I like that.
Okay, that brings us to number 20, to extend the cars outdoor services incorporated for concrete and joint crack seal project for a total amount of $78,113.
Are we done on 19? Did we, I mean, we're comfortable that we talked about both of them collectively?
Do you have any other questions?
I'm just making sure, I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Madam Chair.
18 was to acknowledge.
Sure.
No, there is one correction.
19 is a specific approval.
There is one correction on the amount. We have to reduce the amount. Jason, did he provide, you guys should have got a different cover sheet.
Yeah.
It's for, instead of the amount being the amount as listed, the 1,500,000 some odd thousand,
Oh, yeah.
it's now 1,025,100.
Which one
I
is
do have
it's
one
this?
quick question
Oh,
though.
I didn't get
It
that.
was on the table.
It's in
Is,
your
are we,
folder.
did we,
It was in your folder.
did we hurt anything by showing the cost? You know, like now, like if Fiore was the low bidder,
Yes.
do the other two, are we, you know, that's my concern there too. But I mean, I guess to create a, you know.
No, they already put it in the
But you-
Yeah, they were all sealed, open at the same time, so nobody had a chance to see anyone else's bid.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all there.
But are we bidding each project now?
Yeah, that's.
That's why we're coming here to get this approved, so we don't have to bid each project.
So what we'll do is because the way that they're priced, their models are priced, when we come
Oh,
back.
depending on what the project is?
Correct.
Gotcha, okay. I just wanted to clarify.
Unit price.
So the amount on 19 would be lowered to the 1,025,000.
Right, as opposed to the 1.5.
Correct.
So Madam Chair, just a quick note, the wording, if you could include the wording and to amend the budget to fund the purchase, please, at the end of that motion.
On 19?
Yes, just to make that acknowledgement that we're amending the budget with this purchase.
Got it.
When would we expect this work to start?
Pretty much immediately. Yeah, they're doing some work, they're wrapping up for us currently in their contract, which expires in July. And then they're gonna, that's why we're trying to get this pushed in through council and get everything approved. That's why we went out to bid early, so we can not lose any time, we'll facilitate as much as we can.
And you did say that relative to the unit pricing, this specific project, Fiore is the low bidder based on their unit price.
Yes.
Madam Chair, it would be Kenyon from Catherine to William, Kenyon from Beach Daily to Statler, Hague, Telegraph to Pine, and Westlake, Goddard to Coates. Westlake, Goddard to Coates being the largest amount. That one's almost $500,000. And I see Glenn nodding because it's in really bad shape. And likewise on the asphalt, we'll talk about what's going to be the next teed up phase of the project, which is also Westlake as well, the different section.